Hey everybody, we're going to be looking at dividing decimals today. So I can divide decimals. I know how to divide decimals. We're going to start with looking at the product. So what is the product of 93 hundredths? And I'm multiplying that by 10 to the fifth. So that means I'm going to move my decimal point to the right 5 times. So decimal 93 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 93,000. Okay, that looks good. Now let's look at the right side that kind of gives us some explanation about what we're going to be doing. Multiply the divisor by a power of 10 to represent a whole number. Multiply the dividend by the same power of 10. Divide using the standard algorithm. Remember to insert a decimal point in the same position above and under the division bar. It's important. And to annex or add zeros if you need to. Now, there's going to be one of these problems where we're going to need to round, and I'll show you what to do with that in just a second. Okay, so we're going to be looking at 28 and 5/10 divided by 5 hundredths. I'm going to have to move the decimal 2 places to the right, so I need to move the decimal 2 places to the right in this number. So I've got 28 and 5/10. That's going to be, here's my 5, that's 1 place, and then I add a 0, that's 2 places. Now I've got 5 here. 5 times 5 is 25. 8 minus 5 is 3. Bring down your 5. 5 times 7 is 35. I'm going to drop this 0 down, and of course we just add a 0 and we're done. So we ended up with 570, which is our correct answer. The next problem is a little bit harder, just because you're going to end up having to round your fraction that you get as your remainder. Okay, let's look at it. I've got to move my decimal point 1 place to the right. So this ends up being 316 and 8/10 because I moved the decimal point 1 place to the right. And I'm going to be dividing by 22. So I start with a 1 here, and I'm going to subtract 22. 11 minus 2 is 9. I'm going to bring down my 6. So I've got to multiply 22 times 4. Let's check that out. That's going to be 88, which is what we need. Subtract 88 from that. I'll borrow. 16 minus 8 is 8. So I get 14 and 8 over 22. I can reduce that. And if I do reduce it, I'm going to end up with 14 and 4 over 11, because basically I'm just halving it. I am going to be dividing both of those numbers, the numerator and the denominator, by 2. And I'm going to get 14 and 4 over 11. Now here's my problem. I really don't need 4 elevenths. I need a decimal, so that's going to be 4 divided by 11. Okay. So when I look at it, I'm thinking, okay, so I can do 3, and that's going to be 33. 7. Okay, so I can add a 0 here. And then that's going to be a 6, which gives me 66. I'm going to stop there, and I'm just going to say I'm going to round this 3 to the tenths, and I end up with a 4, decimal 4. Because remember, 5 or more, raise the score. Well, this is 6, so it's 5 or more. Raise the score, so I'm going to raise that to a 4. So I get 14 and 4/10, which is my answer. Okay, now we're going to look at the bottom part. The bottom part's pretty easy. Because basically all you're going to be doing are moving the zeros. It says decimal 4, which is the 4/10, and I'm dividing by 10 to the second. So that means I'm just moving my decimal point 2 places to the left, because I am dividing, I need a smaller number. So I get decimal 004, which is 4 thousandths. Okay, next I have 586, and I'm dividing by 10 to the third. Since you're dividing, you need a smaller number, so you move your decimal point 3 places to the left, and that's when you end up with this number, 586 thousandths here. Okay, guys, if you need a refresher on how to divide decimals, you can always come back and view this video again, because I promise it is very helpful for you. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day and you are super successful with dividing decimals. Bye.